The Haunted Box, it's an amazing trick that allows you to perform a variety of different effects. For example, any card is chosen, signed and lost in the deck. Then you tell the spectator to place the cards one by one inside the Haunted Box. After the spectator deals the cards one by one, the box closes itself and the spectator's signed card is in his hand. The spectators will be blown away with Haunted Box because the magician never does nothing. The box works by itself since it really is self-contained. In fact, the magician can be in another room that the magic still happens. Haunted Box is super easy to perform. As soon as you receive it, you are going to perform all of the routines in a moment's notice. Our engineering actually took a lot of time to make each Haunted Box. From the initial concept to the final product, it took us about 6 months of intensive labor. And each Haunted Box is actually made by hand, so it really takes us a lot of time and care into the detail that goes into each unit produced. You can perform Haunted Box with a variety of different objects, with playing cards, billets, small objects, and we even teach you a version that you can perform for kids. Get your Haunted Box now and be ready to amaze your audiences in a moment's notice. Hello, I'm João Miranda. Thank you very much for having purchased the Haunted Box. We have now in our hands a very powerful tool that will allow you to create very different and perhaps very spooky routines. As you have seen the performances, you can do card tricks, you can do things that appeal to the own senses, for example, or even to the things that are personal to the spectators. For example, something that the spectators love. We even created a routine that you can use with children, that's right. So this box really has a huge potential and I really think that you enjoy. Right now, let's take a closer look to everything that you have received with your Haunted Box. So, inside, in this case, we have the deluxe version, could be the standard or even the limited edition, the one that you have in your hands, but this is the deluxe version. I really like both the versions, but I like more the deluxe one because it has more that kind of vintage look. And what I really like about the standard and about the deluxe, and that's something that we made on purpose, is that the fact that the box are not perfect. I really like that detail because in my opinion, the fact that the boxes are not 100% perfect really make everything better, in my opinion. In the spectator's mind, if they see a very good, extremely good looking box, they may say, there is something suspicious about them. But if they see the box that is not perfect, it has some scratch in the bottom, inside, I think that makes the box more ordinary. That's what I like about both the standard and the deluxe version. So now let's take a closer look. It's very important that you open the box very, very carefully. And of course, you have received the instructions that you are watching right now. And inside you have received this little package. Let's take a closer look to everything that is inside. First of all, there is a picture of Harry Houdini. Just in case you want to use the suggested pattern that is included, actually exactly said in the description of the product, you can use it. We made this on purpose to give a little bit more reason to use the Haunted Box. You also received inside a red bicycle card at the back and the blue one. These cards have a RFID tag inside, okay? They may look like a normal card, but they are a little bit thicker, even though in performance the spectator will have no clue. These cards are very special and are the ones that are going to activate the box. We have also received an extra tag. This exactly is the tag that is inside each of the playing cards. You can place this tag in, for example, envelopes or white cards, as we are going to explain in just a moment. So basically you can create your own routines, because it's this who activates the box once placed inside. We'll get into more detail in just a moment. You also received a USB cable. Of course, one end you can connect to the outlet, for example, and the other you connect directly into the Haunted Box electronic board. We'll get into that in just a moment. You also received a very tiny magnet, which is very important to reset the box, as we are going to explain in a few moments. And finally, you received this wire, okay? This wire is simply to reset the box. The thing is, if the spectators really want to examine it, to take a closer look, even though from my experience they don't want, but if they want, they won't find anything, because they won't have a wire like this. So this is the only way to actually get access to the inside. We'll get into that in just a moment. Now let's open the box. So get your wire ready, in this case in a V shape, and if you notice, there is a very tiny hole. Probably on camera you can see, but there is a very tiny hole in the bottom. This is the secret hole that you'll need to have access to, as I'm going to explain right now. So what you must simply do is to grab actually the wire like this in your hand, just like so. Grab it firmly, the bottom part like this, and the other part with your index and thumb. So it's very important that you really have a very tight grip, as you can see. And you are going to insert the wire through the hole all the way to the top. So you are going to take it like this, okay? And you are simply going to push it, as I'm going to do right now. Like this. Once you have done so, open the box very carefully. As you can see by now, the bottom part, the secret bottom part, is now lifted. You must simply hold it like this and remove the wire, just like this. And over here inside are all of the electronics that actually make the trick work, okay? So of course the spectator doesn't know about this, so for now we need to turn the unit on. But before that, it's very important that you charge the battery. You are going to see over there inside the USB connector right there, and simply insert the cable and connect the other end to your PC or to an outlet if you have, of course, the converter, okay? So you simply need to connect it. It will take about 3 hours to charge. You can leave it as many times as you wish, but within 3 hours and a half, the battery will be fully charged. And there is also a very small switch that you need to push in order to turn the unit on. Once you turn it on, we'll see there is a small LED inside, okay? And the unit is on. Now you simply need to place this part very carefully, as I'm going to do right now to you. Okay, very easy. Okay, and that's it. Now you are ready to go. Now it's very important that after a few performances, if you notice that one of the chains is a little bit loose, okay, only if you feel that one of the chains is a little bit loose, you can actually stretch. Actually, it's this one at the right that stretches, okay? So it's just a matter of passing the magnet. You must, of course, hold the box open in this position. It's very important. Never pass the magnet without holding the box like this. And you are going to pass in this area near the hole. Okay? Okay, I just felt it. Now, if you don't feel it, it's because actually the chain is stretched. But like I said, if the chain is a little bit loose, you're just going to pass the magnet in this area and that's it. If it doesn't work, turn the magnet around because only one of the faces of the magnet works, okay? So if you pass and nothing happens, don't worry, turn the magnet the other way around until you feel it a little bit push. Now you basically, I didn't feel too much because the chain is 100% well stretched, okay? You just do that in case one of the chains is not as stretched as the other. If one is a little bit more like this, a little bit not 100% stretched, you can use the magnet, just in that case, okay? So basically the trick works like this. As soon as this tag is placed inside, the box will automatically close. Watch, with only 2 fingers. That's it. Very, very easy. What happens is that there is a RFID switch inside. Actually, it's a tag inside. So when this tag contacts with the electronics, it activates this motor that stretches this chain. Okay, once this chain is a little bit stretched, it makes the box close automatically. Okay, so that's in essence. However, once you do the trick, you'll notice that after you place it inside like this, the box won't close. Why? Because each time you perform the trick and once the tag's out of the box, you must always, and I mean always, wait 30 seconds before you can place it inside again. Why? We did this on purpose. Very, very easy. Because when you go from table to table with a deck of cards and with the sharp inside, the system, the electronic system, only starts counting those 30 seconds once the deck is removed from the box. Once the tag is on the outside, the 30 seconds begin. So this is basically an automatic reset, okay? After those 30 seconds are over, you can perform actually a trick. So 30 seconds is a very good period of time. I think that 30 seconds passed right now. Yes, perfect. And this is exactly how the trick works. So now in this case, for example, I did it 3 times or so, and I can see that the chain is not very well stretched, okay? So, just in case, you just need to pass the magnet. So, once you pass the magnet in this area, it's this area over here, actually near the hole, you must pass with your finger like this, okay? Okay, this didn't work, so you need to turn the magnet the other way around. Okay, and now actually the chain is now stretched and you are ready to perform the tricks. Hello, nice to see you. Today you are going to try a small experiment using this wooden box. I have bought this box many years ago and I noticed that sometimes something very strange happened. Sometimes the box at night started to wiggle, to shake a little bit by itself. I know it's very strange, yes? Very strange. But found out that this box actually is from Harry Houdini. Yes, which is originally known as the King of Cards. And we will see today if the Houdini spirit is trapped inside the box. Don't worry, nothing bad will happen, I promise, okay? And here it is, Harry Houdini, originally known as the King of Cards, yes? You will try a small experiment using this marker and this deck of cards, okay? But for now, I want you to see that all of the cards are different. Yes, all of the cards are different, yes? Don't you mind, please, to shuffle the cards just a little, please? Yes? That way, the choice is completely random. Perfect. Perfect, thank you very much. And from all of these cards, I would like to ask you, please, just name any card that you wish, please.
4 cards.
4 of hearts?
Cards,
Yes?
yes.
This one over here, perfect, was one of my favorites. And in order to make this card unique, I would like to ask you to please place your name across the face of the card, yes? That way, it is completely impossible to have a duplicate card, yes? You never sign another 4 of hearts in your life. Is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect. It's very, very important, okay? Yes. So here is the card. Unique in the world. Yes, 4 of hearts. Perfect. One last glimpse I want you to see. Yes. I'm going to place it very, very slowly somewhere over here in the middle of the deck. You can see that the card really is somewhere into the middle. And I would like to ask you to grab the deck of cards, and I will turn my back, and what I would like to ask you is very simple. I want you to place the cards face down, one by one, very slowly inside the box. But it's very important to really place very slowly and don't touch the box. Otherwise you can communicate somehow with the Houdini spirit, and you don't want that to happen, trust me. And also, I don't want to influence you, so I will turn my back and you can start one by one from the top, deal the cards into the box. Okay? Yes. And we will see if the Houdini spirit is or not trapped inside the box. Because I really think that the magic will actually happen. Yes? What? Something something very strange. What? The box closed itself?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Can you please turn? It stopped right here, yes?
Yeah.
Can you please turn around this card? Wow, really? This is the 4 of hearts. This is a souvenir for you. I really think that the Houdini spirit is trapped inside the box. Now you have just seen the full performance of the signed card trick, where something amazing happened because the spectator deals cards, and when the box closes, in his hand is the signed card. This is amazing. It's very, very easy to perform, and I really think that you will enjoy it. So, in this case, you can place the deck inside. Once again, the 30 seconds start now, because I have the tag over here in the top of the deck, as I'm going to explain in just a moment. So, actually, I have the tag, it's the 7 of spades. In this case, you certainly have another card, probably, and it's important that you remove the 7 of spades from the deck. The real 7 of spades, simply remove it. So you place the card, which actually activates the box, the tag here, on top of the deck. Okay? Something very easy. Now, if you want to give to the spectator, you can also do it. So you can give this, and the spectator can actually shuffle the cards like so. And you'll tell the spectator to name any card. For example, let's say that it shows the 2 of diamonds, for example. Remove the 2 of diamonds, and then what is going to happen when you are going to close this is to simply cut to the special card, in this case the 7 of spades. So you do this, and you simply paste the card with the tag to the bottom of the deck, and that's it. Now you ask the spectator to simply sign the card. The spectator signs the card, you place it over here on top, you cut, show it again. So what's going to happen is that you are going to place this part, which actually this is the 7 of spades with the tag, and here is the signed card. So what happens, of course, in the spectator hands, when he deals the 7 of spades, the box will close. Now, I noticed that I just placed too many cards, so the spectator will take a long time to actually make the trick happen. So I suggest you to cut just a little bit of cards like this. So now, actually, the card is a little bit more near the top, okay? So now what's going to happen is very, very easy. You tell the spectator that it's very important that he never ever touches the box. It's very important that to emphasize this. Why? Because some spectators could think that they, for some reason, make the box close for an error or something, and you don't want that. You want them to, you must tell them, place one by one with the tips of your fingers, very slowly, the cards into the box. It's very important that you say that to them, and also more important, you must say that you must turn your back, because Some spectators could think that you are seeing and that you are doing something to the box. But if you really have your head turned away, it is completely impossible for them to figure it out because you don't do nothing. You can actually leave the room, which is amazing. So then they start dealing the cards one by one, slowly like this, very, very slowly into the box, like so, very slowly. It's also very, very important that you do this on a surface that is straight. Don't do it on a table that wiggles. It's very important that you do it on a hard surface. And never, never perform this trick on a metal surface, okay? Never do this on a metal table or the trick will not work. So they continue dealing the cards. It closed. And here, of course, is the signed card. And this is the signed card trick with the haunted box. I hope you enjoyed it. Now for the second routine. Basically, it's an any card named routine. So what happens is very, very easy. It's a variation of the signed card that I personally like a lot, okay? So what happens is this. You have here the 7 of spades, and the spectator once again shuffles if he wants. Okay, now you fan the cards just like this, and you tell them, can you please just name any card that you like? Let's say, for example, that they name the Queen of Clubs. And you say, oh, very well, the Queen of Clubs. Once you find the Queen of Clubs, you actually are going to call it, okay? So with your middle finger, you are going to push the card like this to the side. So here is the Queen, and what is going to happen is that you are going to place it after the RFID card, the special card. So you open it. Once you find, in this case, the 7 of spades, you are simply going to place the card right over there, okay? So now what is actually going to happen is that when the spectators deal the cards, the box will automatically close and then they will have the Queen of Clubs in their hand. It's something very, very, very good. So once again, here is the 7 of spades. They name any card, for example, the 3 of hearts. You open the deck just like this and say, oh, very well, the 3 of hearts, this one, yes? You call it, okay? So you steal the card just like this and place it over here next to the 7 of spades. So you place the 3 next to the 7 of spades and say, oh, by the way, I don't want to touch the cards. Please hold the deck, I will turn my back, and then you continue with the whole routine. So once again, they deal the cards very slowly, just like this, one by one, until they reach the special card. And then, of course, over here will be the 3 of hearts. Hello everyone, thanks a lot for coming. Today I'm going to show you something very different. I'll try a small experiment using this wooden box, okay? It really looks like a normal wooden box, but it's very, very special because it works as an emotion detector. Yes, seems strange, but I'm going to prove that it's right, okay? And for that, we are going to use a marker. And here I have several cards. And what I would like to ask you is very, very simple. For example, on this card, I would like to ask you, when I turn my back away, to think of someone that you love, okay? Someone that means something for you, that's special for you for some reason, okay? And write that person name in this card. And in the others, just write simply random names. Is that okay for you?
Okay.
Perfect. Here you have the marker. I will turn my back. You can please start. And that way, of course, it is completely impossible for me to have any kind of information. Okay? When you have written on all the cards, please leave them face down on top of the table so I can't really have any access to the names. Okay, take your time. Okay, have you done so? Okay, perfect. I have no idea which names are written on those cards. Can you please pile all of the cards for me? Yes, exactly. Besides one on top of the other. Yes, in the order that you wish. Is that seems fair to you? Yes? And can you please cut for me? Yes. That's perfect, and complete the cut. Perfect. Thank you very much for your help. So we don't know exactly any kind of information that is on these cards, correct? Yes? What I would like to ask you is something very, very simple. I would like to ask you, when I turn my back away, to place one card inside the box face down, one at a time, but it's very important that you never touch the box at any time. Do it very slowly at your own pace, okay? You can start now, I won't look, and let's see if the box really works as an emotion detector. What? What happened? It closed?
Yes.
Yes? Perhaps it really worked as an emotion detector. It closed on only one card. Which person were you thinking of that you love?
John.
John. The box really is amazing because it really figured out that it was John. It's very strange, don't you think so?
Yes.
Yes, very strange. Now for the routine where the box actually works as an emotion detector. For that you are going to need special cards. If you don't want to make these cards by yourself, you can get directly through us, which works perfectly with this trick, okay? So basically one of the cards actually has a tag inside. And this card, you can see it on camera, but it has a dot in the opposite corners, so that you know which card to handle when the spectator writes the name of the person that he loves. So the way to do this, if you don't actually want to order it from us, it's very, very easy. You need to go to a graphic shop, okay? And what's going to happen, you are going to ask to laminate, okay? To laminate 2 cards, and then basically you are going to place the tag and you are going to trap them. The tag between 2 pieces of cardboard. This must be laminated, okay, in brilliant, because otherwise if it's not laminated, what happens is that once the spectator writes, you cannot erase it. So it's very important that are laminated cards, okay? And shiny ones. It's important that you choose the shiny ones, because if you choose the one with the matte finish, it's very, very hard to clean the name. For example, in this case, if the spectator writes, if you want to go from table to table, you simply pass your finger like this, and you simply clean the card just like this, okay? So, what actually happens in essence, this is the one, is you have several cards. Normally I place this in the 3rd position, just like this, and you tell them, I want you to please for example, on this card, it's not for example, it must be only on this card, because the other ones are ungimmicked, okay? So now you tell them to write the person of someone that they love, okay? For example, John, it's my name, it's John. Okay, John, and in the others, write the name of people that they hate, or someone at least that don't mean nothing to them, or ask them to place crosses on the other cards. It doesn't really matter. For now, I'm simply writing a few crosses to make this faster for you, so you understand. Okay, crosses, just like this. And then, it's very important, of course, that you use a white board marker. If you use a permanent marker, it won't work. It must be a white board marker. Don't forget it, or you are going to ruin your cards. So now, there is John, there are another ones with X's, and you tell the spectator to shuffle them, which they will do. Now, it's very, very easy, it's automatic. They are going to place one by one. And it closes on only one. The spectator will name for the first time, they will say John. And here, of course, will be the name John. And then when you go from table to table, you can grab some paper or simply rub it like this with your hand, and the card is ready to be used right away again. Of course, that we use names, but you can use anything that you want, okay? You can use numbers, you can use cities, you can do nothing. You can ask a spectator, name any city that you liked, and a few cities that you didn't like. And the box, once again, works as a detector, as a detective if you wish, and it automatically closes on that card. So I really hope that you enjoyed this great routine. Hi guys, thanks a lot for coming. Today I would like to show you a small experiment using this wooden box. It was originally from Harry Houdini, yes, that's correct, and inside are a few of his objects. A few envelopes as well, we'll just get to that in just a second, and inside there is a cigarette, yes, a cigarette, there is what seems to be a very old piece of domino, there's also a necklace, and a key, probably from one of his handcuffs, we don't know exactly, yes? 4 objects, and what is going to happen is very, very simple, okay? I'll give you an envelope, and right now I'm going simply to cover the objects, yes? I will turn my back, and I want you to choose any object that you want. You can really go under, show to everyone, and place it inside that envelope, and that object will be the chosen one, okay? I will turn my back, I don't want to see, please. Okay, place it inside, show to the camera, it's very important so everyone can know exactly the object that you chose. And once you have done that, I would like to ask you to place the other 3 remaining objects inside the envelopes that are on top of the table. It is, of course, completely impossible for me to have any kind of information. Since I'm not looking, it's completely impossible for me to have any kind of information about the objects, okay? Once you have placed all of the objects into the remaining envelopes, just let me know, and we will try to see if, yes, if the Houdini spirit is trapped inside the box. Have you done so? Okay, perfect. So for now, can you please take the envelopes and shuffle them? Okay. Yes, can you please just shuffle them? And what I would like to ask you is something very, very simple, okay? I will turn my back and I want you to place any envelope one by one inside the box. Okay, very slowly, and it's very important that you never touch the box. Otherwise you can communicate with the Harry Houdini spirit and you don't want that, okay? So you can choose any, placed inside one by one. Very slowly inside the box. What? What? It stopped? It closed? Yes? Very scary, don't you think? Yes, it actually closed on one envelope. Which object did you choose?
The key.
The key. Let's take a look. Yes, here is the key. Actually, the box found out exactly the object that you chose. Thank you. Now for the explanation of the objects in envelopes. I really think this is a very, very powerful routine when you can really have a very different pattern than mine. I just did as a mere demonstration. I'm sure that you can come up even with a better story than me. I simply have random objects. I have a domino. Of course, they are not from Harry Houdini, but I think you already knew that part. You can have a necklace, a cigarette, and a tea bag, or something like that, or a bill, it doesn't really matter. And now you need to make a small preparation, okay? I simply use small envelopes like this one, okay? They are more or less of the size of my tag, and you need to prepare the envelopes, as I'm going to explain right now. So it's very, very easy. For now, just open the envelope and start by cutting this part. Just like this, okay? You don't need this. And you are going to cut all this outer part, okay? So we just need to do this. Just like this, okay? And remove this part, the interior part. Basically, you are going to do a small fake part so people don't see it, okay? A fake wall per se. And now just trim this a little bit. at the sides and the other just a little bit. Okay, perfect. So you have this part, which actually is, so once you open the envelope, it's just a cutout of this part, okay? So what you are going to do now is take your tag and you are going to unpeel it, just like this, and you are going to place it on top of this part over here, okay? Just like this. So now you all need to grab a stick glue and apply a little bit of glue all over this part. Okay, just a little bit, it's perfect. And you are going to place this part inside the envelope. Okay, it's very important that it's actually well aligned over here at the top, so people don't see a gap. So this part you must actually glue it very well. You fold it, you crease it, and now you have your gimmicked envelope ready to go. So basically, what does happen once the envelope is placed inside? The box closes automatically. But I'm going to explain you a little bit more detail. Now I can see that my chain is a little bit loose, so I'll grab once again the magnet and stretch the chain. Perfect. So what happens actually in the routine? It's very, very easy. In this case, I have my own already here. So this is the envelope, which actually has the secret tag inside. On top, so this one, and 4 more regular envelopes, and I place this with the objects inside the box. So then what I simply do is I take one envelope, just as if I'm giving to the audience any kind of envelope, but of course I'm giving the special one. And then what happens, you have here 2 scenarios. One, you can actually cover the objects with any cloth, okay? So the spectator goes under and places the object inside. And it's important perhaps that the spectator doesn't actually show to anyone, okay? So only the spectator knows the object, okay? Or you can ask them to show it to the other members of the audience. And in that case, perhaps you don't need to use any kind of cloth to cover the objects. So the spectator is going to grab one, you turn your back, the spectator selects, for example, the key, doesn't really matter, closes it, and places the other remaining objects inside as well, the tea bag. They can actually even seal the envelopes like this. What I really like about this is that the magician doesn't need to do nothing, okay? It's 100% automatic, okay? It's what I really like, because the spectator is actually placing the special envelope inside. So after you have the spectator did this, of course, once again, with your back turned to them, you ask another spectator to mix the envelopes. And they are going to mix the envelopes. And then you ask them once again to place the envelopes one by one inside, okay? One by one. The spectator is going to place one very slowly. It's very important that you tell them that it's very slowly. Another one. Another one. Okay, another one. Wow, the box closed on only one envelope. Now it's important that it's the magician to open the box. Otherwise the spectators may open the lid with too many force, and you don't want that to happen. So it's very important that you are gentle with opening the box, or the chain may eventually break, and you don't want that. So you open it very, very carefully, and you say, oh, amazing, the box, what happened? Since you are with your back turned, and the spectator says, oh, the box closed itself. Really? Wow. Perhaps the box really is amazing, it really works as a detective. Which object did you choose? And the spectator will say, the key, the key. It's amazing because the box actually closed precisely on the key. And you are ready to go again. Now you just need to remove the objects, place everything inside, close, and you are ready to perform the trick right away again. I really think that this kind of Sherlock Holmes kind of presentation, where the box works as your personal detective, really works very well. I have been doing this for a long time now, and honestly, this is my favorite routine of all. Hello everyone, thanks a lot for coming. Today I'm going to show you a small experiment using this wooden box. It originally is from my grandfather, that's right, and he was a magician, and he always performed a trick with a card trick that always amazed me, and nowadays I have no clue how this works, okay? This is his box. Let's see if the magic is still alive within this box. And for that, I'm going to use a deck of cards. I want everyone to see, all of the cards are different, okay? And I would like to ask you something very simple. I want you to think of any number between 1 and 20, for example, okay? And if I want you to count the cards, one card at a time, for the number that you are thinking of, okay? So everyone in the table can know exactly the number. For example, if you thought of the number 5, you'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then place all of the cards on top. Very simple, okay? You can do that now. I won't look, so it's completely impossible, okay, for me to know exactly the number that you are thinking of. Once you have done so, just let me know and we can continue, please. Have you placed the cards on top of the deck? Okay, have you done so? Perfect. Do you know the number that she's thinking of? Perfect. Now, let's see if my grandfather's box can find out exactly the number. I will turn my back away once again, and you are going to deal the cards one by one very slowly into the box. But it's very important that you never touch the box at any time. Okay? You can do that now. Very slowly, and let's see if the magic really happens. It closed? Really? It closed right here. Yes? Can you please tell me for the first time the number that you are thinking of? 7. Really? Let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Really looks like the card can really know how the magic happens. Thanks a lot for your help. Thank you. Now, automatic card trick. This is probably the easiest one trick of all. It's very simple, very straightforward, and the magic is very strong because, once again, it really happens in the spectator hands. For now, for this trick, you must place the tag, in this case, in my case, the 7 of spades, in the 5th position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th card is the tag card. And then you tell the spectator to name any number between 1 and 20. Tell them to think of any number, and then you are going to explain exactly how it works. For example, if you thought on the number 5, and you count 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you'll tell them, place all the cards on top, after you have done this. Okay, so basically, by doing this demonstration, now you have the tagged card on top. So it's very easy. You hand the deck to the spectator, and they think of the number, for example, 6. And they deal 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very easy, yes? So now, when they place the cards on top, automatically the special card, the RFID card, is now in the 6th position. So now, of course, what is going to happen is very easy. As soon as they place the cards one by one, the box will close automatically at the 6th card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. And now you can actually remove the cards, count them, and really confirm that are indeed 6 cards. And then you end up by saying that this box really is very clever. Hello, Nayara.
Hello.
I am going to show you a great magic trick, okay? Using this box. This box is of the Cookie Monster, as you can see, yes? And here inside are his cookies. Every single day, we have about 10 cookies here, more or less, 10 cookies. And every single day, I feed him with the cookies one by one. But he always eats the same amount of cookies, okay? This box only holds the cookies that he eats every day. Can you please tell me any number of cookies between 1 and 10?
4.
4 cookies? Very well. I'll give you the cookies. And when I turn my back, I want you to place the cookies one by one, very slowly into the box, the Cookie Monster box. I will turn my back, okay? Can you please do that now? One by one. Whoa! What happened? It closed? Really? How? How? You tell me one number, yes? I think you predicted correctly. You said the number 4? Let me see. 1, 2, 3 and 4 cookies. Perfect. It's real magic, yes? Wow. Thank you for helping. Bye. Regarding the Cookie Monster routine that you have just seen, it's very easy. Once again, if you have these white cards, you can have more of them. You can actually use white cards if you want. You can actually use bicycle cards, white bicycle cards. So you grab a bicycle card which is white on both faces or on one face. You stick their FID tag and glue another card on top. And you can perform this routine. As a PDF, you can download, of course, the cookies, which you can cut, you can print, or you can simply, if you go to a print shop, you can cut and like stickers, which is my case, and I place the stickers right on top, or you can simply cut with a pair of scissors and glue it on top of the cards. It's very easy. The same as the Cookie Monster, so the only thing you must actually do is to print it and cut it to size. So you must measure and you must actually cut it to size to fit it perfectly on this top part of the box and in the bottom one if you want as well. So of course the routine of the cookies is exactly the same as the others. So you ask someone, for example children, to name any number of cookies and they say for example 5. The only thing you must do to make the box close in the 5th card is to place the tag in the 5th position from the top. It's something very easy, so when you are showing the cards, you can simply place the RFID tag on there. It's something very easy that I'm sure that you are going to enjoy in case you perform for children. Thank you very much for having seen the whole video. I really think that you understand now exactly how the Haunted Box works, okay? It's very important as well that you do not leave the box on for more than 14 hours, okay? 14 hours. It's very important, otherwise the battery will discharge, but you can use it for 14 hours all day long, no problem at all, okay? Now, I really think that this trick will bring you a lot of good reactions. I've been doing this for a long time now, and I created this because I really think that's very magical when the magic happens not in our hands, okay? It's actually in the spectator hands, and that's what I personally like about the Haunted Box. The magician doesn't do anything, so the magic is really strong. I really hope you enjoyed Haunted Box. If you have any more questions, you can visit my website at joaomiranda.com. Let us know what you think, and thank you very much for your trust.